Hello guys, so in this one we're looking at hot hatches and fast cars generally. What are the best second-hand buys at the moment on hot hatches? And that's right now as I'm recording this and what's currently available on the market. So we're not talking about hypotheticals, we're talking about what's actually available right now and what are the best ones that you can buy. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Keep watching. Okay, so here we go. So as I said before, these are just the cars that are available today on Auto Trader at the time I'm filming this. So please don't send lots of messages saying, oh, you haven't included one of these, you haven't included one of those. This is what's available now. All right, so it is what it is. I've put a few filters on this, so we've got nothing over 10 years old, we've got nothing over 15 grand, and we've got nothing with more than, I think, 80,000 miles is the filter I put on it. So no high mileage cars, also no category cars, so no Cat S, Cat N, Cat C, Cat D, none of that business. Okay, so we're going to start off, we've only got one here that's under 10 grand, and it's this one, so I'm going to just start off with this. It's an Astra VXR, 2 litre. There are lots of Astra Coupes available, and there's almost one to suit your budget. You can get a bad high mileage example or an older one for just a few grand, and obviously they're the opposite end of that. You can get a fairly new one with very few miles on for decent money. So one of those cars where there is pretty much one for your budget. Whether it's a good one or not might be a different matter. Okay, let's have a look at this one. The pictures on this are god awful. To me, this is the wrong way to list a car. Terrible pictures. They haven't spent a lot of time on it. The picture's taken kind of where it sits. You can see it's just been cleaned and everything, and brake discs have got a load of rust on, like surface rust, and I don't know, I'd just take the thing around the block so you didn't have that glaring on the picture. I would say not the best effort when it comes to photos for a car listing. You should really take the thing out to a nice location, get it in some good light, take loads of pictures, and then pick your best dozen or whatever. It drives perfectly, real head turner, always gets attention, dual exhaust system as standard, wingback bucket seats, aux stereo, has Eco Sport and VXR mode, which stiffens suspension, sharpens up steering, blah 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 blah. MOT till November. That's not amazing, is it? MOT until November. Any mention of service history? No. Okay. So a couple of flags there then. No mention of service history, so you want to make sure it's got service history and really good service history. And it's only got MOT until November. If you wanted to get top dollar for that car, wouldn't you just stick a new MOT on it unless you knew something was wrong? So I would not touch that without a new MOT on it. And I would definitely want to see service history. By the way, all these cars are ULEZ compliant as well. All the cars we're looking at in this video today. On the Astra, we're looking at 0-60 in 5.9 seconds, 315 quid a year road tax, combined MPG of 34.9. So it's a quick little car, isn't it? Right, 2011 Mini John Cooper Works 1.6. Obviously a 3-door, British Racing green. Nice looking cars, aren't they? And again, could you tell that really easily from a brand new Mini? You know, there might be some subtle changes and stuff, but it just looks like a Mini, doesn't it? Specification, so 0-60 6.5 seconds, 210 quid a year road tax, combined MPG of 42.8, British Racing green metallic, chili pack, media pack, leather lounge pack, 12 months warranty, 12 months MOT, full service history. Okay, 54,000 miles that one's done, which is a good price on one of those. So yeah, 757 below market average. That's a good price, and that looks like a nice example. Just remember with Mini, some of the jobs in them are extremely expensive, clutch being one. Super expensive to get clutch done on the Mini. Look it up. Today's video is sponsored by me. You're sponsoring your own video? Yes, what I mean by that is I'm not going to try and sell you something. I want you to give the video a thumbs up. Nothing else. Please, please, please give the video a thumbs up. Without more thumbs up on my videos, because I don't get enough at the moment, without more of those, YouTube won't promote my videos for me, which means my channel will never get any bigger, which will eventually mean I'll stop doing these videos because it's not financially viable to make them. So please, please give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you. Right, 2011 VW Sirocco. This is the 2-litre TSI R, and it's DSG automatic gearbox in this one. It's one little thing to flag on this. So it says 6 months warranty, next MOT due in December. Again, I'd want a new MOT on it. Service history, so it doesn't state anything more than just service history. Could suggest that service history is patchier than my hair, or that, you know, it's got a book with 2 stamps in it or something. So you really need to get that checked out. You want to make sure it's had recent services as well. If it hasn't had one, I would insist on a new MOT and full service before you take the car on. So it's a nice looking car. That seat has got plenty of wear in it, and it's supposedly done 75,000 miles. So that's something to look into. Let's have a look at the steering wheel. Steering wheel's very, very worn as well. Is that 75,000 miles of wear, or is that 175,000 miles of wear? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. And if it doesn't have any recent service history, or, you know, there are huge gaps in it, maybe that needs further investigation. 0 to 60, 5.8 seconds, 261 horsepower this car. 315 quid a year in tax, 35 mpg combined. Right, next one. This is Seat Leon as to the TSI Cupra R, and this one's been got at, all right? So we'll have a quick look at the specs, but they're going to be different to this because the car's been modified. 6.4 seconds to 60, 261 horsepower, 315 quid tax, 34.9 mpg. However, so stage 2 induction kit, decat exhaust system, Cupra bucket seat, stage 2 crackle map. If you don't know what a crackle map is, look it up. It's where the car goes down the road and kind of grumbles and spits and fires and sounds generally quite angry as it's driving. All that stuff there's modification, so the performance of it could well be quite different because of all that. You know, the stage 2 induction kit, decat exhaust system, blah blah blah, should give it a lot more power, but you know, do get it checked out and make sure that that map that it's had, it's been done by someone that knows what they're doing, and not by, you know, his mate Terry or whatever. The other thing here is it only says service history, so you really need to dig into that. You want to see when it was serviced, how recently, were there big gaps in the servicing, all that kind of stuff. So you're looking at 11,495 quid on that one. Let's have a look at the car. Not the best lighting on this picture, because it's been taken indoors, but they've taken plenty of them. There we go. Nice looking car, isn't it? That gear knob's very worn. The lever on the top of that's very worn. 66,000 miles. Wheels all look to be in decent shape. Right, next one, 2011 Mazda 3. You don't immediately think of a Mazda 3 when you think of hot hatch, do you? But I think it's a great looking car, and the performance on it is very, very decent. There you go. It's all a bit Mazda. 6.1 seconds to 60, 256 horsepower, 340 quid a year car tax, 29.4 combined mpg. This particular one's 49,000 miles, got full Mazda service history, 12 months MOT. That mileage always stinks to me. It's like literally 30 miles under 50,000. How very convenient that it hasn't gone over that psychological threshold and gone into 50,000. Very convenient. Right, 2015 Astra GTC. So it's a bit like that first one. Just wanted to show you another one that's a bit of a nicer example and a bit of a newer example. Obviously at a higher price. So this one's 12.5 grand. As I said, there is pretty much one of these for every budget. A 0 to 60 in 5.9 seconds. 315 quid road tax, 34.9 mpg. Not the most exciting interior, you could say, but there's nothing wrong with it. Big bucket seats. 2 keys, only 1 owner. Wow. That's rare, isn't it? There's your MOT, valid until March. Pictures of the service history. Honestly, this is such a simple thing to do. Take pictures of your service book, but hardly anyone does it. And that's all you need to know, really. You can see all the stamps. I mean, it's brilliant that you've got that. Why doesn't everybody take a picture of the service history and put it in the ad? It would make life so much easier. 62,000 miles on it. 2 keys, as we can see there. It looks like a decent example, doesn't it? It does look like a decent example. 5.9 seconds to 60, 276 horsepower. Right, 2011 Audi A3, although it's not an A3, it's an S3. TFSI Quattro 2 litre, 5.8 seconds to 60, 261 horsepower, 315 quid tax, 33 mpg combined. And there are a couple of examples of these knocking around on Auto Trader, but I thought this was sort of probably the cleanest one for the year in the price. There's one Japanese import one on there with horrendous little 3D gel plates that had been cut down, and they just looked absolutely toilet. 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds, 261 horsepower, 315 quid tax, 33 mpg, 68,000 miles on this one. Unfortunately, look, this garage here, German Motors, they've got brilliant reputation, 246 reviews, and they've got 4.9 stars average. That's fantastic. That's really good. A lot of, if you get 4 and 5 star traders on Auto Trader, you'll see a lot of them have had like 3 reviews. They've had 246, so it suggests that they're a decent car dealership and they do a good job. Unfortunately, they're not very good at listing the cars for sale because they're telling us absolutely nothing about it. So all they've told us about that car is it's blue, which we can see, the price, which we can see up here, and the date it was registered, first registered. We don't know about service history. We don't know anything else about the car. We don't know the specs in it, any options, anything like that. I just think they need to try a little bit harder with stuff like that. I guess it's so you initiate a contact with them and the salespeople can chat with you and take your details and stuff. But I don't know. I just prefer it when people are really give you loads of information so you don't have to do that. 2017 Ford Fiesta ST3. There you go. Cool looking little things, aren't they? And you know, so I've never driven one actually, but they're supposedly just the most fun to drive. This one has been modified, right? So we're going to look at the standard figures, but they're not going to mean a thing because this one's got 340 horsepower. So 0 to 66.9 seconds, it's going to be well under that, and 155 quid a year tax, 47.9 mpg. Forget all that because it's going to be very different. Let's see what it's had done, shall we? Full service history, 50,000 on the clock. Factory options, ST style pack. Modifications include Maxton design side skirts, front splitter, Puma Speed Stage 3 R package, X47R turbo with Turbo Smart 7 PSI actuator, full Miltech exhaust including 3-inch downpipe, Miltech Sport Cap with carbon black tips, ITG induction kit with Mishimoto cold side boost pipe, hot side intercooler pipe kit, Ram Air crossover pipe, R Sport Pro intercooler, Puma Speed engine mount, Ford recirculation dump valve and Ghost immobiliser. $4,500 in modifications to get the power to around 340 horsepower. Full service history, $13,500. I mean, that thing is going to go like absolute stink, isn't it? It really is going to go like stink. Right, next one, 2014 BMW 1 Series. This is an M135. So I really like this. I think this is a lot of car for the money. So it's coming in just shy of 14 grand, 75,000 miles on this one, 2014 model. And it is a decent price. There are certainly a few examples of slightly older cars floating around a bit higher price than that. So it's not a bad one, this. New 12 months MOT. My favourite thing here, full BMW service history and a new major service. A major service on a BMW costs a lot of money. That could have been anything between sort of 500 quid and a grand. So that's a good thing to have just had done. A new MOT will be provided, 5.1 seconds to 60, 320 horsepower, 315 quid a year tax and combined MPG of 35.3. That's a package that. That's a nice car. Yeah, it looks very tidy. Panel gaps all look good. Red leather interior. Nice car, isn't it? Very nice car. I like it. Finally, we've got 2014 Seat Leon and it's a Cupra 280. So this one, 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds, 276 horsepower, 210 quid a year road tax and 42.8 mpg. That's really quite an economical car for something with that much power, isn't it? So let's have a looky here. So it's the DSG automatic gearbox in this one. And it's a very Seat looking interior, as you might expect to find in a Seat. Nice seats, aren't they? Look at those wheels, they're very cool. I like those wheels a lot. A little bit scuffed, and it looks like they're diamond cut, so that'd be expensive to get those refurbished if that's important to you. So something to bear in mind when it comes to the price. But all in all, that's a tidy looking car. I hate when people mask the number plate. I know people do it because they don't want their car getting cloned or something. But with the number plate, you can run your history checks on it using VCheck. Link is in the description and pinned as the top comment. Always use VCheck because A, it supports the channel if you use my link, but more importantly, it gives you a ton of information on the car. You name it and it's on there. It really is fantastic. I'll run an ad for it at the end of this video. So yeah, that's a very, very nice car. 62,000 miles, massive performance, isn't it? And fully stamped service history completed at main dealer or VAG specialist. So it's had services at Feb 2016, May 17, September 18, April 19, which was a major service including plugs and the DSG gearbox. That's massively important. It's had the gearbox service, which is fantastic. October 2020, August 2021, water pump's been replaced, which is a common failure point on these cars. 4 Michelin PS4s fitted with good tread remaining. 4-point laser wheel alignment completed at the same time. Brake pads and discs also good. Alright, so that sounds fantastic. Totally standard apart from central exhaust resonator delete included in sale. Mileage will increase slightly as used daily. Never crashed or raced on track. HPI clear. Right, so this is a private owner that's listed this thing for sale, and they've done a better job of it than quite a few of the car dealers on here. They've given you a ton of information. They've hit on all the points that you actually want to hear, and it's all there. There's, you know, no messing about. They've told you all the spec, that it's got full service history, where it was done, when it was done. They've added the extra bits like major service, including plugs and DSG and water pump done there, the type of tyres, the fact that it had laser wheel alignment done at the same time, all that's all the kind of stuff you need to know. You know, you sort of think, well, can I have a look at that one? There's much less chance I'm wasting my time if going to one that just says it's blue. Well done to the person listing this one for sale. So there we go. They are the hot hatches available today on Auto Trader that are my pick, sort of under 15 grand. Tell me what you think. So what do you think of that one, guys? What would be your pick of those particular cars? Don't forget, that's just what I could find today at the time of recording. At the time you're watching this, there may be more available or prices may have changed. So do check yourself and do have a good dig around on the internet. Which one of those would be your choice? Let us know in the comments, or would it be something else that's not on here, and how much can you get a good example of one of those for? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. See you next time.